People, it's Saturday the 19th of July and it's 6:10 in the morning, so it's a bit of an early one. So I've just been relaxing most of the time, having a good old rest, but I'm having a great time. It's nice here in Bucharest. Did have a mission yesterday to find a place where you can wash your clothes, laundry, but I eventually found one. Just been relaxing. So there's a lovely Thai traditional massage that I had. I think it was on my first day, which was 200 Lao, which I think is about £40. So that was nice and relaxing. So today I'm going to do a tour. So I'm walking to the pickup point. It's about an half an hour walk, but it's alright. Passes the time, doesn't it? And then I'll get picked up in a coach. So if you're going to come here, then it's definitely got to do certain castles. So you've got Dracula's castle, you've got Peles castle, and a guided tour at Brans. I'll go into more detail as I get there. I'm going to be a guided tour, hopefully speaking English, should be. How much did I pay for this? I think it's about £20. It's really cheap. I think it's a long old journey to get up there. It's leaving from Bucharest. I think it's a 12-hour day today, so it'll be a long one. I think I'll be back about 6 o'clock, but it'll be one of the things to do. And there's something else that if you're going to come here, then you're going to need to go to this special spa place, which I'm going to do in the week at some point, and I'll keep you updated on that. Right, I'm going to keep you updated when I get to the station, so I'll catch you all soon. Hi folks, right, we are here just making our way through. It did take about 3.5 hours to get there. There was some traffic. My tour guide is Alex, so I'll make sure I find him and stick with him. We had to purchase some admission tickets, so it would be, you have to buy the tickets for Brans Dracula Castle, which was 70 Lao, and Peles Castle was 100 Lao, and the tour guide was 75 Lao. So these are the extras that you got to pay. So basically I only pay for the coach at the beginning to get the ticket, but never mind, that's the way they do it. So I'm just going to try and find my guide. Right, we've got a 1 hour here basically, so we're making our way through. It's probably going to take a few minutes. It's quite steep. We're already very high up, so it'll just take a few minutes to get there. Then it's not a very big castle, Dracula's castle, but it's nice to be up high. It's not the warmest. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Hi people, right, it's 12:10. I can speak a bit more louder now. We're having some free time at this place called Brans, as you can see there. Just been doing a bit of with the tour guide. It's a very nice place. There's a lot of history here, especially called the Black Church over there. He was explaining. It's a very beautiful place. And over there is an old tower that was left. It's still pretty much intact. There's a lot of history of politics in which is good to get an idea of what was going on. It was pretty brutal. Right, I'm going to have a little walkabout. Just having more of a walkabout. It's really lovely here. Some lovely views here. definitely a lot of restaurants here. I'm gonna have to find me a falafel wrap somewhere. So with this black church, there's a little story that goes there. There's a little boy statue there, and they did it as a tribute to the little boy. There was an accident here when it was being constructed, and the masons built a statue in his honour. So it was either he fell off accidentally, or somebody pushed him deliberately, like a jealous builder. And there's a story that goes with that. So that's why there's a little boy statue there, but who knows what happens. It's very sad that little boy has to suffer, but it's a little bit of history. I'm going to continue to walk around, so I'll keep you updated. We're still walking to that was just the beginning part, but we're still walking to get to Peles Castle. I don't think it's too far now, but I just thought I'd film a bit more here, because obviously it's me, I love nature. Looks amazingly green here.
We'll be going together to the castle. Did everybody got their tickets? Alright. In that case, we'll be going to visit the castle together. I'll be your tour guide inside.
Right, we're here now. We're back in Sinai where we went before, but we're back here. We're going in Peles Castle now. The reason why we're doing it now is because it was going to be more busy in the morning, so we're doing it. So we're sort of going back on ourselves. Here's my tour guide. Right, catch you in a bit. So basically this castle is a neo-Renaissance royal family palace. So that's the point of this place.
Then firearms, also the decorations of the firearms. The know-how of making such items back in medieval times was reserved to certain workshop. So they actually decorated them almost like jewelry.
So that was an interesting castle. Lots of art in there. Don't know what it all means, but yeah, I'm sure there's some symbols in those pictures and all the ornaments and things like that. Yeah, so that was very, very interesting indeed. I'm going to have a little walk about in the garden. Hi everyone, right, it's 10 to 5 now at the end of the day, so I'm just waiting for the coach to come. It's been a really good day, so if you come to Romania, Bucharest, I recommend doing this tour because it's definitely one of the things to do. I've been pronouncing the currency wrong. It's not Lao, it's lei. So get that right there. So yeah, and then in the week I'm going to do spa. That's one of the other things to do here if you're in Romania, Bucharest. So it's going to take about an hour and a half to get back, so I'm probably just going to rest. And I hope you like my new t-shirt, Life is Beautiful. Right, I'll catch you all soon. I hope you enjoyed all that, and I hope it sort of inspires you to come over here, because it's definitely a very nice place to come to. Europe's got some gems, so I like to visit more of Europe as well as doing like Thailand and Cambodia, Vietnam. It's the long flight that really puts you off, but it's nice to have a short flight as well. And there's lots of places to see in Europe, so plenty more to come. I'll put some old videos up on my channel as well. You might have noticed which one's an old Mexico one, and bushcrafting as well. I like to do different things. I was very new to the camera then, so I was a bit, getting used to it. So I'm a lot used to it now. So I feel like I've matured up in front of the camera. A lot of people won't do it because they get a bit nervous, but there's nothing to be nervous about. It's just, it comes out naturally after a while. It's just a good experience. The whole thing is a good experience to get yourself out there, and it builds your confidence up, and you meet new people, and you decide how to do things. So and you learn as you go along. It's never going to be plain easy. Sometimes it can be stressful because things don't go your way. Like I couldn't find a bloody laundry place to go to, and I was going to dry cleaners, and they said no, we only do shirts and trousers and things like that, no underwear and all that. And it was a mission, it was an absolute mission, but Sometimes it don't go according to plan, sometimes it does, but it's all part of it and it's a learning experience. So I hope it encourages you to get out there in different places, and this is where you really build your confidence. It's just really easy to do. I just love booking like a one-way ticket, you know. I've been to Thailand a couple of times. I've got some old videos to put up as well, so of Thailand the first time I went in 2019, so I'll get those up as well. Turkey holiday as well, I've got to put that up, and it's just a great experience. So I hope you enjoy all the videos, and just comment, like, subscribe, and I'll put some more up. Alright, I'll chat to you soon. Welcome everybody, welcome. This is my 15-minute monologue that I'm doing for Lisa on her show, on her radio show, the Cry Freedom show with Lisa. I'm just out and about in a little bit of nature where I'm at. I'm in Romania, Bucharest. I decided to have quite a bit of a break from England, so I've been resting a lot. I'm out here for about 15 days. People will say, why 15 days? I say, why not? I'm just having a rest, I'm having a break. I'm halfway through my holiday, so it's been a great experience, and I have done a tour yesterday, so I'm just going to speak a little bit about the tour. If you come here to Bucharest, I highly recommend the tour of Brans Castle, which is also called Dracula Castle, and also Peles Castle, and a tour for Brasnov city, which was really beautiful. So I had to get up at about 5:30 in the morning yesterday, so it's a long day, but it is worth it. There are some real gems to visit in Europe rather than having a long flight to somewhere like Southeast Asia, which I absolutely love to do because I've seen some great things over there. But it's also nice to have a short flight. This was only like 3.5 hours, and there are lots of places in Europe that I like to visit. So if you come in here, I do recommend the day tour. So you meet up at about 7 o'clock in the morning to get a coach, and it takes a couple of hours in general to get there, but there was a bit of traffic, so it did take about 3.5 hours to get to Brans. And on the way it's really beautiful. Like you know, you go through the town called Sinai, and it leads you up to the Carpathian Mountains, which is really, really beautiful, really up my street, and it was just loads of greens to see. And so it's in the area, the region of Transylvania. Yeah, so looking into the word Transylvania, the deeper meaning of it actually means land beyond the forest, which is really beautiful. And I know there's people who are gonna probably think, why do they do the Dracula's tour, you know? Well, I don't necessarily believe in all of the bad stuff that people are talking about, because I honestly believe that the bad stuff, the stuff that's going on in the world, because it's just a human construct created by the ego when we wanted to not take full responsibility for ourselves, and we blame. And I know that's what I went through, is blaming the state of the world. So the history of like Brans Castle or Dracula's Castle, people might think, why are you visiting this? But I'm just doing the tourist stuff. I don't do the conspiracy stuff anymore, because a lot of it I don't believe, you know. And I've explained all this of why. So in the past. So yeah, I mean, it was an interesting castle to go and visit. So the actual tour cost, I bought it on booking.com, and it was about £20. I thought that's really cheap, but that really is only the coach ticket, really, because on the coach, the tour guide Alex was saying that, there's 2 admission fees that you've got to get the tickets for these 2 castles, and a guided tour. So I paid for the guided tour, I paid for it, which is 75 lei, and the ticket for Peles Castle, I think it was 75 lei. Dracula's Castle was about 75, so it does add up, but it's just the way that they're doing things. You know, I like to choose to be careful with the words that I use. I could say, oh, that's a crafty one, isn't it, you know, or I can just go with the flow and just experience it, and this is what I did. So it is an interesting castle to go to. Brans Castle, Dracula's Castle, was built by the Saxons in 1377. Took a good few years to make. A lot of it is politics, and I won't go into the politics side of things. It is Like Transylvania, became a part of the greater Romania. So in 1920, like the city council of Brosnov symbolically offered Bran Castle to Queen Mary. So there's obviously a lot of rooms there. It's a really decorative place with lots of patterns of furniture. There's like a massive dining table. I have to say, it's actually a lovely place to walk about, and her bedroom was just immaculate. So of course the royal families are involved. Of course the Truth and Freedom movement would say the royal bloodlines, because they will think there's a lot of truth into this. Like Vladimir the Impaler is someone who really tortures, and supposedly they've done a lot of sick things to what we've researched. But as I say, it's just an ego construct created by us. That's what I think that is going on. Vladimir the Impaler, he was like the Prince of Wallachia, which is a part of modern Romania. So whether it's a true story or not, and he did do the sick tortures and things like that, will we ever really know for sure? Or are we just going to let our egos say yeah he did, and continue to think that the world is evil, which is not. But in the castle itself, when you walk about, you'll see there's lots of ornaments. There is a lot of there is a few weapons in there, like knives. But look, they're going to be there. There's lots of lovely patterns that you'll see, intricate designs of rugs. And then when you get to like the high point, you can just see the scenery. It's just absolutely amazing. Like the forests that you can see. It's a great view from up there, and it's right up my street, looking out at beautiful nature. So, as ugly as the world can be, you just got to find the beauty amongst the chaos, and that's what I'm trying to do in my life. So you can't really stay in the darkness and say, all the darkness. You're just going to remain in the dark. So I don't believe a lot of the history of it all. Personally, I think it's an illusion. I think it's recreated it by the false ego. Nevertheless, it's still worth visiting. And sure, there was some dark things in the castle. I didn't not notice things. It's just something to do on the tour, and that's what I did. And it doesn't really bother me what other people say about me, really, because I've done my bit for the conspiracy. Now it's about understanding human consciousness, and I just want to get out there in the world and see things, experience it, because that's what our inner consciousness really wants to do. So then we went to city of Brasnov, which is a really beautiful place. There's lots of lovely shops to go to, museum, a lovely library, lots of restaurants there. So I wanted to find a falafel wrap, but it was getting a bit late and I had to get back to the coach, and I did find a vegan burger, but I never had time to actually sit down and eat. But it would have been lovely if it was one of the first things I had to do when I got there. I would have had something to eat, but I didn't think it would be that difficult, but I did find it in the end. But there are, in general, in Bucharest, there's a lot of vegan restaurants. There are, places where you can go specifically for vegans, so which is great. But Brasnov was really nice. There was this black church there, which is obviously a very dark name, but there's a story associated with it when it was being built in the 14th and 15th century, so 1385 to be precise. And whilst they were building it, there was this little child, this little boy who was helping them by bringing food and water. And unfortunately, somehow, he died. He either fell off the building or somebody pushed him off. We don't really know. Apparently, this is what the tour guide was saying. It was saying possibly somebody did push him off, and there's a little statue, like a little sculpture on top of the black church, which you'll see on my YouTube channel, George's Special Adventures. It was in the name of that little boy, and some say when he was pushed, the guy, it was the Masons who built it, so sure there could be a conspiracy down that road as well. But he felt remorse, and they built this sculpture in his name. So it's a very sad story either way. A little boy lost his life for whatever reason. I never actually got time to go into the actual church though. It was to buy another ticket, but there wasn't enough time. But I got the general feel for the place. It is a lovely place to visit though, Brasnov. So then we went on our way back. We went back on ourselves back in the town of Sinai to go to Peles Castle, which was a really interesting castle to go to. It was a really neo-Renaissance time, so there was a lot of art. It's just, obviously the royal family was involved in this like medieval time, and they owned it, and they had a lot of art in there. There was, first thing I noticed, of course, was there was lots of sort of weapons, of course. Well, in that era, you know, this is what that era was all about, and they were very interesting to see. The decoration was really complex, really intricate. You know, even the doors were amazing to see. You know, the carpets and everything. But these people had money, so they could do whatever they wanted. And one of the things that it's most famous for, artistic stained glass windows. It was really interesting. I'm trying to get a close-up. I don't know what these, the symbols mean, and they look really interesting and they look really pretty. I really would love to study it, but this is what it's one of the things that it's famous for. And then you walk around, you see a lot of paintings, and there's one particular painting that the tour guide said that somebody painted with their 2 feet because they didn't have any hands. It was amazing, this picture of a woman. I don't know if the story is true. I tried to look it up to find a bit more information and I couldn't find it, but there are people that have painted with their feet, and it's, I couldn't even draw that with my 2 hands. It was pretty magnificent to see. And then when you go outside, it's just, honestly, the garden was absolutely amazing, and the views was great, and there was lots of greenery. So it's just a day trip, something to do when you're here. It was a very tourist thing to do, and it was a great day out. So I'm looking forward to another great day out. When you're here, you're supposed to do this spa thing, so I need to look into it a bit more, because I'm going to do that in the week. So it's just about experiencing and enjoying myself and showing people, basically. That's why, one of the reasons why I do these things. When you get yourself out there, you're building the confidence within. People say, oh, I couldn't do that, George. And it's fair enough if that's where people are out on their journey in their life. But it's really getting out of the comfort zone and experiencing these things. And life will also show you. It's not always plain and simple. Like, I couldn't find a bloody laundrette. Every time I kept Googling a laundrette near me, I was ended up at dry cleaners and I wouldn't wash all my clothes. But eventually I did find one. So it doesn't always go according to plan, but you grow, you evolve, and it's exciting. What can I do that's going to be amazing today? You could do anything that you want, as long as you relax and enjoy yourself. And I hope that encourages other people, really, to get up and do these things, because you get right out of the comfort zone and you experience life for what it truly is. I've way past the time of watching television and reading the newspaper. It's not something that I do. I watch a lot of films, but I just want to get out there and see what's out there. So there's a lot more that I'm going to do, and I hope it encourages other people. Even making videos, even making audios. I don't think I'm the most natural person to do these things, but I know I'm getting better and better at it. And that's not a lack of self-love. It's just, perhaps there is a tiny bit of lack of self-love there, but I'm getting better and better at it. And hopefully people will be encouraged to do videos as well, because you're just enjoying it after a while, and things come out naturally, more naturally than obviously when you first start out. And it's just part of my life, part of my experience, so I really enjoy it. I hope other people enjoy it as well, because I'm getting to do these things and other people can't, for whatever reason. Maybe it's a lack mindset of money, which it is, and I have to point it out that it is. We are abundant, we are abundant in all ways, and we have to know that. So whatever reason, if they physically can't get over to these places around the world, and I've had people say to me, it's lovely to watch your videos and your pictures, because it makes them feel like they're actually there with me, which is a really lovely thing to hear. So I do hope everyone's enjoying it, and I wish everyone love, joy and peace, and to really enjoy their lives. So until the next time, thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you later.
și despre flăcăi, cu suflet curat ca-n povești, sub frunza ce leagănă ai, îmi simt rădăcina din plai. Trecutul e viu, nu dispare, când cânti din iubire și jale. Vom satra Marie to preță, hai cu tine te spance vreță, să nu cați amut cu mămică, să m-antonima sa mai șică, sub frunza ce leagănă ai, îmi simt rădăcina din plai. Trecutul e viu, nu dispare, când cânti din iubire și jale. Muecrat și vulos ca o oastă, ca un țănăi sunt și pulpestă, îmi cere ceva mosată, la muntunii meme cretretă, sub frunza ce